Imagine walking through a marketplace in a far-off corner of the world. The air is thick with spices, the chatter of voices rises in dozens of languages, and every table is piled high with fruits you've never seen before. Some glow with impossible colors, others bristle with spikes like living sea urchins. A few look so strange, so surreal, that you hesitate to touch them at all. This is the world of exotic fruit, nature's playground of experimentation. These aren't your everyday apples or bananas. These are fruits that look like they were harvested from another planet. Some taste sweet as candy, others sour enough to make your eyes water, and a few are best admired from a safe distance. Today, we're counting down the top 15 fruits, so strange they look alien. From spiky orbs and brain-like textures to fruits that glow with color, this list will take you on a journey across jungles, deserts, and tropical islands. And trust me, number 1 will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew about food. Let's begin. Number 15. The Buddha's Hand, Citrus medica var. Sarcodactylus. At number 15, meet a fruit that looks less like something edible and more like something worshipped in a temple. The Buddha's hand is a citrus fruit that doesn't grow into neat round orbs like oranges or lemons. Instead, its rind splits into long yellow fingers that stretch outward, curling and twisting like a hand frozen in mid-gesture. In Buddhist cultures, the fruit is often offered at altars, its outstretched fingers symbolizing prayer and blessings. It's not really eaten like a typical fruit. There's no juicy pulp inside, only fragrant rind and pith. But what a fragrance it has! Imagine lemon, magnified 10 times over. The zest is so aromatic that it's used to perfume rooms, flavor liqueurs, and even scent clothing. Holding a Buddha's hand is unsettling and fascinating all at once. Its form feels alive, like it could close its citrus fingers around yours at any moment. It's not just food. It's a fruit that borders on sculpture, a living offering from nature that blurs the line between nourishment and mystery. Number 14. The Rambutan, Nephelium lapicium. Now, let's travel to Southeast Asia, where market stalls glow with heaps of spiky red orbs. At first glance, you might think you've stumbled upon a basket of hairy sea creatures. These are rambutans, and their appearance alone earns them a place on this list. Covered in bright red skin, each fruit sprouts soft, curling spines, like wild hair radiating in every direction. The name itself comes from the Malay word rambut, meaning hair. Pick one up, and it feels almost alive, bristling with a texture that looks more suited to the ocean than the orchard. But inside, the rambutan reveals its secret. Peel away the hairy skin, and you find a translucent, pearl-like orb of flesh. It's juicy, sweet, and slightly acidic, like a lychee kissed by citrus. Locals pop them by the handful, savoring their refreshing taste on hot, humid days. The contrast is what makes the rambutan so alien. On the outside, it's a spiky, intimidating creature. On the inside, it's soft, sweet, almost delicate. Nature disguising candy inside a monster's costume. Number 13. The dragon fruit, pitaya. Few fruits live up to their name as dramatically as the dragon fruit. Native to Central America but now grown worldwide, dragon fruit looks like it hatched from a dragon's egg. Its oval body is wrapped in thick, leathery skin, painted bright pink or yellow, and decorated with green-tipped scales that look like flames frozen in motion. Slice it open, and the inside offers another surprise. Depending on the variety, the flesh may be white, deep magenta, or even purple, dotted throughout with tiny black seeds like stars scattered across a cosmic sky. Take a bite, and the taste is mild, a gentle cross between kiwi and pear. Refreshing, but never overwhelming. Dragon fruit isn't just alien in looks. It thrives in alien conditions. It grows on climbing cacti, often blooming at night with massive, fragrant flowers that open only once before withering at dawn. Farmers call it the moonflower, and when the blossoms fall away, the spiny cosmic fruit remains. Standing in a field of cactus, watching dragon fruit glow pink against the desert sun, it's easy to imagine you've stumbled into a sci-fi landscape. It's food, yes, but it's also a reminder that Earth still hides wonders strange enough to feel extraterrestrial. Number 12. The Kiwano, horned melon. At number 12, we meet a fruit that looks like it rolled straight out of a sci-fi prop department. The Kiwano, also known as the horned melon, is a spiky orange orb that seems designed for an alien banquet table. Its skin is studded with sharp, conical horns, giving it the appearance of a medieval weapon, or perhaps the egg of some reptilian space creature. But slice it open, and the inside reveals an even stranger sight. A gelatinous green interior, divided into seed-filled chambers that glisten like emerald jelly. The taste? Refreshing, but hard to pin down. Some say cucumber mixed with banana, others taste hints of lime or passion fruit. It's mild, watery, and faintly sweet. But more than its flavor, it's the look that captivates. The bright orange shell against the neon green flesh feels unnatural, like a Photoshop experiment made real. In African folklore, the Kiwano is considered a survival food. It thrives in arid environments, its watery pulp serving as a source of hydration. Alien though it seems, this fruit is perfectly engineered for life in harsh worlds, both on Earth and, one imagines, beyond. Number 11. The Durian, the king of fruits. Now we arrive at one of the most infamous fruits in the world, the durian. Revered in Southeast Asia as the king of fruits, it's just as notorious for its weaponized aroma. Imagine a fruit the size of a football, covered in a thick husk of spines so sharp you could use it for self-defense. Break it open, and the real controversy begins. The pale yellow flesh within is rich, custard-like, and to many, absolutely delicious. Described as tasting like almond cream or caramelized onions mixed with vanilla. But the smell? That's another story. It's been compared to rotting onions, turpentine, even raw sewage. So pungent, in fact, the durians are banned from hotels and airplanes across Southeast Asia. Signs with red slashed circles warn travelers, "No durians allowed." And yet, for its fans, the odor is not repulsive, but enticing. People travel miles just to taste the freshest durians in season. Others recoil in horror after a single whiff. Few fruits divide opinion like this one. Alien not because of its look, but because of its polarizing, almost otherworldly presence. One fruit, two worlds, heaven or hell, depending on your nose. Number 10. The Noni, Morinda citrifolia. At number 10, we find a fruit that looks strange enough, but smells even stranger. The Noni fruit, native to Southeast Asia and Australasia, has a lumpy, pale green skin covered with faint, hexagonal patterns. It looks like a cross between a potato and a reptile egg. Crack it open, and your senses are overwhelmed by an odor many describe as rotten cheese or vomit. It's no wonder some call it the vomit fruit. And yet, despite this revolting reputation, the Noni has been used for centuries as a medicinal fruit. In Polynesian tradition, its juice is prized as a tonic, believed to boost immunity, reduce pain, and even heal infections. The taste matches the smell, bitter, sour, and deeply unpleasant to the uninitiated. But its resilience is remarkable. The Noni grows year-round, even in poor soil, and provides nutrition where other fruits cannot. It's a reminder that not all alien fruits are meant to delight. Some seem designed for survival first, and enjoyment second. To bite into a Noni is to test your courage, but also to taste the history of cultures that saw value where most of us would only see disgust. Number 9. The Mangosteen, Garcinia mangostana. Now, let's shift from foul-smelling survival fruits to something that looks almost like treasure. The mangosteen, often called the queen of fruits, is as beautiful on the outside as it is heavenly on the inside. Its thick, glossy purple rind makes it look like a jewel plucked from another galaxy. Crack it open, and inside are white, segmented pods of flesh that resemble garlic cloves, only softer, almost translucent, like pearls of frozen light. The taste is extraordinary. Sweet, tangy, floral, a perfect balance of sugar and acidity. Some describe it as the flavor all other fruits aspire to. In 19th century England, it was so coveted that Queen Victoria supposedly offered knighthood to anyone who could bring her fresh mangosteens, though the tale is more myth than fact. The strangeness of the mangosteen isn't grotesque. It's ethereal. It feels too perfect, too delicate, as though it shouldn't exist in the rough chaos of Earth's jungles. A fruit so elegant, it seems designed for an alien court, served on silver trays beneath violet skies. Number 8. The Ackee, Bligia sapida. At number 8, we meet a fruit that is as beautiful as it is deadly. The Ackee, native to West Africa, and now the national fruit of Jamaica, is a bright red pod that bursts open when ripe, revealing glossy black seeds and creamy yellow arils. Seen fresh on a tree, it looks almost theatrical. Red lips opening to reveal a strange alien flower inside. But be careful. If eaten unripe, the Ackee contains hypoglycin A, a toxin that can cause severe vomiting, seizures, and even death. This danger has given it the nickname poison fruit. When prepared correctly, however, the yellow arils become edible and delicious. In Jamaica, Ackee is famously paired with salted codfish to create the national dish, Ackee and saltfish. Soft, savory, and buttery, the cooked fruit resembles scrambled eggs in both texture and taste. The duality of Ackee makes it one of the most alien fruits of all. A food that nurtures and kills, depending on timing. Imagine a fruit that looks like a blooming alien flower and hides a fatal trap if you're not careful. Number 7. The Monstera deliciosa, Swiss cheese plant fruit. If you've ever seen a Monstera plant in a trendy apartment, you may know its enormous split leaves. But did you know it also produces a fruit? And not just any fruit, one so unusual that it looks like an alien pine cone. The Monstera deliciosa fruit grows long and cylindrical, covered in green hexagonal scales. When ripe, the scales peel away in patches, revealing creamy white flesh beneath. The flavor is startlingly tropical, a blend of pineapple, banana, and coconut all rolled into one. It's so delicious that its scientific name literally means delicious monster. But like the Ackee, this fruit has a dark side. If eaten unripe, it contains needle-like crystals of calcium oxalate that can burn the mouth and throat, causing intense pain. The plant essentially defends itself with invisible glass shards. To eat Monstera safely, you must wait until the scales naturally fall away on their own, signaling ripeness. The patience required and the reward hidden beneath gives it an almost mythical quality. A monster on the outside, a feast on the inside. Number 6. The brain fruit. Osage orange, Maclura pomifera. Step into the American Midwest, and you might stumble across a fruit that looks disturbingly like a brain lying in the grass. The Osage orange, sometimes nicknamed the brain fruit, is a bright green, lumpy orb about the size of a softball. Its deeply wrinkled surface is covered in convolutions that mimic the folds of a human brain. Pick one up, and it oozes a sticky, latex-like sap that stains your fingers. Its smell is sharp, grassy, almost citrusy. But here's the strange part. Despite its size and appearance, it isn't really edible. Animals don't eat it, and humans find it unpalatable and bitter. In fact, the Osage orange seems like an evolutionary mystery, designed for giant Ice Age mammals like mastodons to spread its seeds, but now left without its intended dispersers. So it remains, scattered across fields and roadsides, like alien brains fallen from the sky. Farmers once planted the trees as living fences, their thorny branches forming impenetrable barriers. Today, the fruit itself mostly rots where it falls, an eerie, useless relic that feels like it belongs more to another world than ours. Number 5. The blood fruit. Hala fruit, Pandanus tectorius. At number 5, we find a fruit that seems to bleed. The Hala fruit, also known as the pandanus fruit, grows across Pacific islands and looks like an exploding firework of orange and red wedges. Each segment, called Ackee, can be plucked off individually, like pieces of a giant alien pine cone. When broken apart, the fruit sometimes oozes a deep red juice that stains like blood. Islanders chew the fibrous segments for their sweet nectar, or process them into flour and paste. The fruit's many keys can also be woven into mats and ropes, making the Hala both food and tool, a survival resource as strange as it is useful. Its appearance is unlike anything else. Imagine a giant pom-pom made of spikes, glowing with fiery orange and crimson. Against the backdrop of turquoise seas, it looks more like coral or sea anemone than a terrestrial fruit. Travelers often mistake it for something inedible, only to learn it's a staple of island life. The Hala fruit reminds us that alien beauty isn't just for show. It can be practical, nourishing, and essential for survival. A bleeding fruit that doubles as rope, glowing like a lantern under the island sun. Number 4. The Salak, snake fruit. At number 4, slithers in a fruit that looks more reptile than plant. The Salak, commonly called snake fruit, earns its name from its scaly, reddish-brown skin. Each fruit is about the size of a fig, but its surface shimmers with overlapping scales, just like a snake coiled in the sun. Peeling one feels like shedding a reptile's skin. Beneath the scales lies pale, segmented flesh, firm yet yielding. The flavor is sharp and surprising, sweet with a hint of acidity. Some say like a mix of apple and banana with a citrusy twist. Snake fruit is widely eaten in Indonesia, Thailand, and other parts of Southeast Asia. Vendors pile baskets high with their glossy, scaly skins, and locals snack on them casually, though to an outsider, it looks unsettling, as if they're biting into the body of a serpent. It's a fruit that doesn't just nourish, it unsettles. The line between plant and animal blurs, leaving you to wonder whether you've just peeled a fruit or shed the skin of something alive. Number 3. The miracle berry, Sinsipalum dulcificum. This small, unassuming red berry might not look alien, But what it does to your taste buds is nothing short of supernatural. Miracle berry contains a glycoprotein called miraculin that binds to your tongue and rewires the way you perceive flavors. Eat one, and for the next 30 minutes to 2 hours, sour foods taste sweet. Lemons become candy. Vinegar tastes like syrup. A sip of Guinness transforms into a chocolate milkshake. The berry itself has little flavor, but its effect is mind-bending. Imagine biting into a raw lemon, bracing for sourness, only to find it tastes like honey-drenched citrus. It feels impossible, like a glitch in reality. For centuries, West Africans have used miracle berries to sweeten sour porridge and palm wine. In modern times, flavor-tripping parties have become popular, where guests eat miracle berries and then test different foods, marveling at the sensory illusions. The berry doesn't look alien, but its power to alter human perception makes it one of the strangest fruits on Earth. Number 2, the Jabuticaba, tree grapes. In Brazil, there is a tree that looks like something from a fantasy painting. Its trunk and branches are covered, completely covered, with round, glossy, purple-black fruits. These are jabuticabas, sometimes called tree grapes. Unlike most fruits, which hang from branches on stems, jabuticabas grow directly out of the tree's bark. From a distance, the tree looks infected with giant black pearls, or as if an alien fungus has colonized its surface. Pick one, and inside you'll find juicy, sweet pulp with a flavor somewhere between grape and lychee. They're eaten fresh or made into wines, jams, and liqueurs. But the visual impact is unforgettable. A tree bristling with dark, bulbous fruit, as though it's sprouting eyes, or perhaps harboring eggs for creatures waiting to hatch. To walk among a grove of jabuticabas is to feel you've stepped into a landscape where trees themselves have turned alien. Number 1, the durian's rival. The stinkiest alien fruit? The pawpaw, Asimina triloba. The top spot, we return to North America, because sometimes the strangest fruits are hiding close to home. The pawpaw, native to the eastern United States, is a fruit so alien it seems misplaced on this continent. Growing on understory trees, pawpaws look like oversized green beans or mangoes dangling in clusters. Slice one open, and you'll find soft, custard-like flesh, dotted with large black seeds. The flavor is startling, often described as a cross between banana, mango, and melon, creamy and tropical. But here's the twist. The pawpaw tree is a relative of tropical species, yet it grows in temperate forests far from the equator. It's like finding a rainforest delicacy thriving in the Appalachian Mountains. What makes the pawpaw even stranger is its history. Once a staple for indigenous peoples and early settlers, it nearly disappeared from cultivation. Today, it's experiencing a revival among chefs and farmers who call it America's forgotten fruit. To bite into a pawpaw is to taste something that feels displaced in time and space, an alien tropical fruit thriving in an unexpected land. Not grotesque, not deadly, but uncanny in its defiance of geography. From the spiky orbs of the Kiwano to the scaly snake fruit, from the brain-like Osage orange to the mind-altering miracle berry, these fruits show us just how far nature's imagination can stretch. They blur the lines between beauty and monstrosity, between food and illusion. Some seduce with sweetness, others repel with odor, and a few trick the senses entirely. Each one is a reminder that Earth is not ordinary, it is extraordinary. A planet where evolution creates wonders that look alien, yet grow quietly in orchards, jungles, and fields. The next time you slice into a piece of fruit, ask yourself, How many otherworldly marvels are still waiting to be discovered? Perhaps the strangest fruit of all hasn't yet been tasted. Perhaps it's ripening right now, in some hidden corner of the world. And when you find it, you may not believe it's from this planet at all.